Welcome to your family this week with Precious Caleb. Today we are looking at your husband's center chick. Your husband's center chick. You know, we're in a generation where so many abnormal things are being accepted and possibly baptized or even put in our dictionaries. It's becoming common to hear of side chick. Side chick. When we're growing up, we're not hearing things like that. Yes, we're not hearing things like side chick. We're not hearing things like baby mama. We're not hearing things like baby papa and things like that. But you see, things are changing. This generation has come to meet this or has decided to invent this, and it is one of the major things that are confronting the sanctity of marriage today. It's one of the things troubling the doggedness people should have towards marriage. And we are here to see how we can handle this. Now, our problem is not the way society, culture, tradition, or even religion defines things. No. But our concern is how such definition impacts lives, impacts relationships, impacts marriages, impacts homes. Okay? When people talk about side chick, some people try to see it as if man cannot stay with just a woman. I don't know what it means. I don't know what that means. Some will say that polygamy has been there. It's part of our culture. But I think polygamy is totally different from the issue of keeping a woman outside, having immoral relationship with the woman, having constituted, in quotes, constituted adulterous activities with that person. So I think that one is totally different. I think our culture, when our culture talks about polygamy, it simply means having more than one wives, not having more than one woman. Okay? Yeah. So in polygamy, culture, tradition is talking about getting married to more than one wife. Okay? But in what society is trying to present to people now and compelling people to take as what has come to stay is this adulterous act or section of the whole thing they call baby mama, side chick or so. Yes, I don't really want to look into that, but I want to bring the one that is more solidified. I want to bring the one that makes more meaning, that is more influential, impactful, the one that is more transgenerational. And that one is the one I call center chick. The chick can be at the side, can be in front, can be at the back, can be at the left side, can be down, can be up. But this chick that is at the center is the one that controls the affairs of everything about the man. So my concentration today is on the center chick. I want to bring to you that particular woman that is controlling everything about your husband. The person you're looking at outside might not be the person controlling your husband though. The one you think that is the one that makes your husband not to send money to you might not be the one that is the issue. The one that is the one that controls your husband is the one I have tagged the center chick. The one that is at the center of the activities of your husband. Or the one that should be at the center of the activities of your husband. Now, let me say this, before now, we used to frown at infidelity. We used to frown at unfaithfulness in marriage. We used to frown at some immoral involvement of husbands outside. Yes. But I think society wants us to admit that such activities are inevitable, that they have come to stay. Yes. Because, as it were, man cannot stay with one woman. But let me touch this a little. You know, when the culture, when tradition started talking about polygamy, the essence of polygamy then was to have more children, sometimes where there was a need to have a male child and there was none. So there was that drive to have more children or to have male child or children. But let me now tell you that things have changed. People don't struggle to have more children now, because in those days, the fathers used to have large acres of land. So there was need for more children to be available, so that when kinsmen will be sharing land in portions, the man that has more children will have more land. But the problem now is that we don't have enough land again. Our fathers don't have land the way they used to have before. They have shared the lands that we don't have enough land again. So if you're thinking that polygamy is just to produce more children so that the man will have more children, the number of children that will get enough land, I want to tell you that we don't have enough land again. Sometimes a family will just be accorded one plot of land. So how many children do you want to produce so that they will be fighting over one plot of land? That is a digression anyway. So, and if you tell me that it's because I don't even know the reasons. I can't even tell genuine reasons for that. And if you say that one woman cannot satisfy you, I want to ask you how many times you want to have a woman in a day. And if that particular woman you have in the house is not doing it, you try and teach the woman. I don't know, I don't want to digress, but I want to tell you that polygamy, the reasons behind the introduction of polygamy, the demands and changes, evolution and events of these days have swallowed those ones. Because if it's about having people to share land, we don't have land again. By the way, one child can get up and decide to buy a whole village for the father. So it is not an issue now. And if you're talking about so that in the village when you come out, no, there are so many things that can accord a man respect in the village, and not based on the number of women, wives, or children the person has. That, by the way. But let's now look at this one I call the center chick. So we cannot be talking about polygamy. No, that is not an issue right now. Okay. I don't know why this is fluctuating, but I hope you're seeing me anyway. All right, so we move. You see, ordinarily, a married woman looking at me now, I would have loved to say, look at the things that the side chick or the person that is, taking much of your husband's attention are doing. I would have loved to tell you those things that those women or those ladies outside that are trying to steal your husband's interest are doing. But I would like you to step up and, leave their level, the level of scavengers. Because those ones that you see outside and you call your husband side chick, for me, they are only trying to reap where they did not sow. They are trying to get what they did not labor for, or they are trying to steal what does not belong to them. So I don't want you to operate at their level. You, the married woman looking at me right now, I want you to come to a level where you be at the center of what rotates around your husband. Because the person at the side, as the side chick, is only operating from outside. But I am focusing on the person that is at the center right now. And that person is the person that is the center chick. I tell you, the center chick is the legal wife of the man. So you, the woman looking at me now, you are the center chick of your husband. And as I'm calling you the center chick of your husband, if we must use the word chick, I want to give you some things that have been holding the interest of your husband. I want to present to you some of those things that have been captivating your husband. Your husband doesn't know how to tell you these things, but please permit me to tell you these things, okay? These are the things that some people are trying to use and take advantage of your husband, take advantage of your marriage, take advantage of the sacredness of your marriage. Now, let me mention them to you, okay? I think, okay, all right. See, the center chick of your husband is that woman that is ordinarily clean, neat, and organized. You see, no matter how dirty, no matter how poor, no matter how uneducated a man is, a man will always have respect for that woman that is clean. That is clean. That your husband looks at you, your husband stays around you, and he can tell that you are a clean woman. At that, you are becoming the center chick of your husband. One of the things that the people that lie to your husband outside, one of the things they are doing is that they present themselves as being clean, as being neat. They go to salon, they take care of their hair, they take care of their nails, they take care of their oral hygiene, they make sure they smell nice, they wear good clothes, they clean up properly. When they want to have their bath, they bathe very well. I hope you're getting what I'm saying. Yes, they take care of themselves, that a man can comfortably stay around them and not be struggling to close his nostrils. You know? So you, being the center chick of your husband, I expect you to be a very clean woman. That you are clean. Nobody needs to tell you to brush your mouth. Nobody needs to tell you to shave when you need to shave. Your husband won't be struggling on how to tell you to please tidy up, downstairs. Yes, there are some wives that don't know again that they need to have thorough bathing. When you bathe and you know that you have big, stuff up here, that you know that sweat will cluster under your bust, you won't even lift the thing and wash thoroughly under the bust. And when you wear clothes, you just pass and your husband won't know how to tell you that something is not okay. Everything is not all right. And maybe you have tummy a little and the weight of your tummy, rests closer to your thighs. And when you're bathing, you don't lift it and wash under. Everywhere will be smelling. Those people that are stealing the attention of your husband out there, they are aware of these things. So most times, they take care of themselves. Because like I said before, the dirtiest man, the poorest man, the most uneducated man will always feel comfortable around a woman that is clean. So the center chick of your husband is that woman that can take care of her hygiene, that can bathe very well, that can brush very well. You wonder why your husband doesn't take your embrace, your hugs. You wonder why he doesn't like kissing you. No, it's not because somebody's confusing him outside. Anytime he comes close to you, you're talking with him, the mouth is smelling, he wants to kiss you. What he's getting from your mouth, he cannot explain. So now, you being the center chick of your husband, you start working on your hygiene. You just have to start right now. I hope I'm making sense. Yes. So the center chick of your husband is that woman that is ordinarily clean, neat, okay? And that woman is organized. That woman, if you look at that, if you're thinking of somebody taking the attention of your husband, and if you can trace that person, you discover that there is an aspect of that person that spells being organized. Maybe organized in the color combination of her outfit. When she comes out, the way she dresses herself, the way she looks, you notice that the person is organized. Men have respect for women that are organized. Maybe I haven't told you, but let me say it now. Men have secret admiration for women who can organize themselves. They organize the way they look. They organize the color combination. They organize their clothes. They style, they sew, and things like that. Women should start learning to be organized. whether you are married or you're not yet married, you're in a relationship or so, I would like you to start commanding the respect of your husband or the respect of men out there by the reason of your ability to organize your appearance, organize your thoughts, organize your communication, organize things around you. It makes you to be the one that silently, secretly control the man. Yes. Another thing, that person that you're complaining of, that is stealing the interest, attention of your husband, is that the person seems to be purposeful, purpose-driven. Men have respect, deep-seated respect for women that have things they are pursuing, women that have their own cut-out dreams. Men have regard for them. Men have respect for women that know where they are going to, that know what they want to achieve, that have something they are pursuing. Men have respect for women that can get up early morning and say, these and these are the things that I want to achieve today. Men have respect for them. And men like hanging around women that are intelligent, women that have something they are pursuing, women that have discovered purpose and they are them going after what they have discovered. Women that have dreams, they are the women that control men's interests. So you, being a center chick of your husband, is that you're going to start organizing your life. You're going to start discovering or pursuing the purpose you have discovered. You must prove to your husband that you know where you're going to, that you have a dream, that you're not just a doormat. No, that there is something you have put in your mind that you want to become, you want to achieve, you want to get at. That you're not just a nobody, a woman of no focus, no interest, no discovery, no purpose. No, men have respect. They have uncontrollable gluttony for women that have purpose, that are purpose driven. I believe what I'm saying, you're getting it. Today we are looking at your husband's center chick. Your husband's center chick is that lady that is always neat, clean. She can take care of her personal, oral, physical appearance, hygiene, even her environment. She's clean. Her bedroom, clean. Things are around her clean. Even if she's living with people that are naturally dirty, your husband will have respect for you. If he notices that you like cleanliness, that you have neat environment, even if people around you violate that your taste or your culture, your husband will have respect for you. But if you're the type of woman that the place is clean, the place is not clean, does not bother you, so far you have a place to put your, to sit, or where to put your plate of food or things like that. We're looking at your husband's center chick. Now, your husband's center chick is that lady around your husband. Of course, that should be you, that is supportive. Your husband can do anything to keep a woman that supports him. Oh, hey. When your husband is behaving somehow, and most times he seems to be spending time outside, if you look around, if you put your eyes on ground, there is somebody out there that is being supportive towards your husband's dream. Yes. So what are you supposed to do? Be your husband's center chick by being supportive. Men can give anything in exchange to have to have a woman that is supportive towards their dream, towards what they are into, towards their profession, their career, their vision, their purpose in life. So I would like you to be that woman that is supportive to your husband. You can be supportive to your husband in words. Learn to praise your husband. Learn to tell your husband that he's the best, that he's doing it well, that even if he's making mistakes, that you believe that he will improve. Let your husband feel your support towards him by the words you speak to him. Tell him how you can damn anybody but to stand by him. Support him. With your words, support your husband. Financially support him. Sometimes when you see our husbands not praying when we are praying, it's not that they are spiritual. Sometimes our husbands are thinking about the bills they need to pay. They are thinking about the people that are owing. They are thinking about some responsibilities that they need to carry out. And they may be ashamed to tell you that financially they cannot carry those things. But surprise your husband with alerts. Wake up in the morning and send money to your husband's account. You don't like it? But that is one of the things those people you call side chicks are doing to husbands, so people's husbands. You don't need to send large sum of money to your husband. Sometimes just send data to your husband. Don't worry about what he's using his data to do. Sometimes send airtime to your husband. Sometimes send like 1,000 naira, 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira to your husband. And let it be that when your husband is almost getting stranded financially, that he can trust that somehow you will give him support. Yes, that is it. That is one of the things that you, as a center chick to your husband, is supposed to do. The next thing is that your husband is attracted to that woman that is aware of things happening around. The woman that is seemingly current. Your husband is attracted to that woman that can tell what is happening in the society per time. Whether the things happening are good or not. Your husband would like to stay around a woman that knows the political terrain, even if she's not into politics. Your husband would like to spend time around the woman that knows whether there is coup in a particular country, whether there is implication, intending danger of the coup in the neighboring country. Your husband would like to stay around that woman that can talk about the exchange rate. Yes. The woman that can talk about some doctrinal issues around. Your husband would like to stay and talk with somebody that knows what is happening, even if the person doesn't believe in what is happening or not. So the center chick of your husband is you that can stay and be on the know of what is happening in the society. You, as the center chick, I put it to you, of your husband, is that you are spiritual, yes, or you have God factor. You see, when we say that somebody is controlling the husband or not, there is the spiritual angle of that woman that human beings cannot explain. When somebody is, as it were, controlling the husband, there is something spiritual about that person. Yes. So your husband will respond, even unconsciously, to a woman that has spiritual influence over his life. Whether satanic spiritual influence or holy spiritual influence. So you just have to decide. Because as I'm talking to you right now, it's possible that there is somebody somewhere that is doing some spiritual activities over your husband's head. And you are here thinking that it's all about speaking phony, looking sexy, wearing the latest fashion, knowing this or knowing that. No. For somebody to be controlling or commanding the attention or interest of your husband, that person has spiritual influence. Yes. So, you, as the center chick of your husband, you need to get up right now and tell yourself that marriage is deeper than what people project on the internet, on social media, or in the society. That there is spiritual undertone about marriage. People have made sacrifices in the past for you to get married or for you not to get married. People are making incantations. People are doing so many things to ensure that you remain married or that you get married or even that your marriage will scatter. And you are just there sitting, thinking that it's about nagging, shouting at your husband, accusing your husband, checking your husband's phone, and things like that, that will make you to remain in that marriage. No. You will remain in your marriage or you remain married if you locate your seat and become the center chick of your husband. And one of the major ways is for you to be spiritual. If you are not spiritual in the negative, you just have to be spiritual in the positive. But as a matter of fact, being spiritual in the positive swallows being spiritual in the negative. So the earlier you realize that, the better for you. So you need to get up. You need to get up and become spiritual and intentionally spiritual towards your marriage, towards your husband. How do you do that? Let me tell you, there are important things you need to know. Number one thing is that marriage is not just a relationship. Marriage is not just I love you, I like you. No. Marriage is not just expression of feelings. No. Marriage is a fight. Marriage is life. Marriage is commitment. Marriage is covenant work. Marriage is a fight against every abnormality that wants to be normalized. So the earlier you realize this, the better for you. So when we are talking about marriage here, when we are talking about husband here, meaning somebody that is married to you, meaning somebody that is married to a female woman, we are looking at the issue of spiritual matter here. The next thing is that marriage is a representation of God's plan for mankind. Marriage is not just, I like you, you like me. Marriage is not funfair. Marriage is warfare. Marriage is a battlefield that should be in your favor. If you know on time that marriage is a battlefield, then you're becoming the center chick of your husband. I hope I'm blessing somebody today. Don't forget, this is your family this week with Precious Caleb. And we're looking at your husband's center chick. Your husband's center chick. We said that we are getting tired of this issue of side chick. No, that one is outdated. We are going to a more superior one, okay? Yes, we are now looking at the more superior one, the one that people step up to become. And that is the one we call the center chick. And I'm telling every woman listening to me right now that you are the center chick of your husband. You are the center chick of your husband. The people outside there that are saying that this one is saying, I'm the baby mama. This one is saying, I'm the side chick. Those ones are playing low level. And to an extent, if they have captured the interest or the attention of your husband, it's because of some of the things I've told you so far that they did or they are doing. I told you, number one, they happen to be the clean, neat, organized women. They are neat in their appearance. They have been discovered to be clean. They seem to be organized in their appearance, in their pursuit in life, in the way they dress, in the way they talk, in the way they walk. They seem to be organized, and men are drawn to organized, neat, clean women. Did you hear that? They seem to be purpose-driven too. Those women seem to be those that have discovered purpose. They know what they are called out for in life and are pursuing their dreams. Women that pursue their dreams, that have something they are focusing, they are working at, men have respect for them and men are easily drawn to them. So if you're one of those men that will just stay at home and say, anytime my husband comes back now, he'll give me for the money, he'll give me money for this, he'll give me money for that. Excuse me, you are not being the center chico. Somebody out there will definitely, if you don't take time, take your husband from you. Don't even beat your hand on the chest and say, no, my husband cannot cheat on me. Excuse me, just come home, come to reality. Your husband is unconsciously drawn to a woman that is organized, the woman that has dream, the woman that is pursuing something, the woman that knows what she's called out for and that is after that thing. So don't think that your husband cannot. If you don't want your husband to, then come and start doing these things I've told you. The next thing I told you is that that woman that controls the interest of your husband, of course, that should be you, is a woman that has spiritual influence over the man. Yes, whether negative or positive. But the positive influence, spiritual influence, outshadows that of the negative. So you have a better stand, okay? And if you don't know, I want to tell you again that marriage is not for children, it's not for babies, it's not for weaklings, it's not for people that don't even know where they're going to. Marriage is for people that are determined, people that are committed, people that know where they are going, people that understand marriage as covenant work, people that see marriage as representation of God on earth, is that people that see marriage as a fight against abnormalities in the society that are craving to be normalized. Okay, so what are you supposed to do now? Know that every marriage is a mandate with its own manifesto. As a center chick to your husband, I want you to know that every marriage is a mandate. Every marriage is just like a discipline, a course in a university. Okay? Yes, and each course has course outlines, has what and what the students should cover. Okay, you can't be, you cannot. It's not when somebody is doing a course in bio plenty courses. It's not when somebody is doing something in bio, in chemistry, you come and want to use mark scheme of somebody in education to mark it. It will not work. So if your marriage is biology, the manifesto should be of biology. If your marriage is chemistry, the manifesto, the mark scheme, the content should be in that direction too. Did you get that? So if every marriage is a mandate, every marriage is unique, every marriage is peculiar, every marriage is called out for its own peculiarity. So you don't use another person's marriage to assess your own. Don't use another person's marriage to judge your own marriage. Focus on your marriage and know that your marriage is a brand of its own. So, for your marriage to work, you need to get the manifesto, you need to get the manual for that your marriage. Did you understand? If your marriage is aeroplane, you don't use bicycle parts to repair aeroplane. You don't use manual on how to ride bicycle to handle a saloon or a V-boot or a Jeep. No. That is how marriage is. Okay? Now, at that understanding, so you should understand that your marriage should not resemble another person's marriage. That is how to become the center chick of your husband. That you don't look at another person's marriage and begin to assess your marriage based on that person's marriage. No. Your marriage is your marriage and it is solely your marriage. Another person's marriage is that person's marriage and not your marriage. So you focus on your own marriage, okay? Yes, focus on your marriage and forget about another person's own. Your marriage should follow a particular pattern that is solely cut out for that your marriage and not another person's marriage pattern. I hope you're getting what I'm saying. And as we are looking at that, it simply means that your marriage, desires, your marriage expects you to come of age. Yes, your marriage desires, your husband also in that your marriage expects you as a center chick to come to a level of awareness, to come to a level where you display determination, okay? You have a display of your power for choice. Power to make choice, to choose that this marriage must work, that this marriage must survive, that this marriage must, amount to something others should look up to in the society, okay? Yes, marriage, at this point, you should see your marriage as something that should prove against your pains and your fears. That means your marriage should prove your fears, should prove your pains, should prove the expectations of your enemies wrong. So when you have come to this point where you are so determined to make your marriage to work, then you are qualified to be called the center chick of your husband. Yes, because you're not getting distracted by anybody. You're not getting discouraged by anybody. You're not getting confused by another person's marriage. As far as you're concerned, your marriage is your marriage, and your marriage is a brand. Your marriage is a version. Your marriage is your own, and it's so unique. At that, you are determined to make sure that your marriage works. You have chosen that this your marriage is your own and that your marriage will go. So nobody can confuse you, nobody can distract you, and you will not give in to the pains, you will not give in to the fears, you will not give in to the conclusions of your enemies over your marriage. They say that you will not get married. Now you have married. Now they say that you will not stay in your marriage. You must prove them wrong that you stay in your marriage. They are saying that your husband will be following after women. Prove to them that it is not true. That even if your husband makes mistake, that you are there to make sure that he comes back. That you are the one at the center of the affairs of your husband, not the woman out there. That woman may have had your husband once or twice, may have had your husband for a year or two or years, but you are the one that determines whether your husband will continue in that way or not, because you are the center chick of your husband. You're so determined to make the marriage to work. So what are the things you're supposed to do? What are the things that you're supposed to do right now as the center chick? I've given you some clues in the past of what those ones have been using to get the attention of your husband. And I've told you that those ones are small things because I expect you that you can comfortably do those things. Now, and you have discovered that your marriage is a battleground, and you must convert that your battleground to a heaven for you, and that you must not give in to the fears and the expectations of your enemies. Okay, now what are those things you're supposed to do? Now I want you to take your pen and write. Number one is that you must trace your background. What do I mean by that? You must trace your birth, where you were born, how you were born, where you were born, the person that gave birth to you, the people surrounding, everything about your birth. You need to sit down now and ask yourself, I'm about getting married, or I'm already married. For me to become the center chick of my husband, to overpower those people that are trying to scatter my marriage, to disappoint those that are so sure that my marriage will not work, to bring to nothing the expectations of my enemies. Look at the things I need to do. Number one is that I must sit down now and tell myself the truth about my birth. Where was I born? What are the things about my background? What are those things that have been happening to the marriages of people in my family? What are those things that my family members are known for? What are those things that surround my parents? Who even gave birth to me? What are the things that I can tell or that are known about the marriage of the people that gave birth to me? What are those things that people know about their marriages? That their marriages don't survive, or that their marriages can survive? What are those things that I need? What are those things about the people that gave birth to me? About the family I was born into? What are those things about the time I was born? What are the things I need to know about the circumstances surrounding my birth? Why I was born? Was I born because there was need for me to become an object of battle against my parents' enemies or what? What are the circumstances that triggered my birth? Or what could be the circumstance surrounding my birth? You need to sit down and ask yourself these questions. If you can put them down, please put them down. If you can do these things I'm telling you, you discover that you are actually the one at the center of the affairs of your husband. That no woman outside can take your husband from you. No woman outside can take your husband from you. Already I've told you some things that the people outside can be using against somebody's husband. And you have taken note of those things. Now, inside, as the center chick of your husband, you need to sit down and trace your background. The things about your birth, trace your origin. Okay? The next thing I would like you to do to know is that hey, you see, when you consider your background, your origin, you will discover that you are peculiar. That you're not like the other person. That person that will be telling you, I can't take this rubbish, I can't take this rubbish. The circumstances surrounding her birth are not the same with your own. That person, when her husband slaps her, she may have 1,001 people she can run to, and they will come and carry the husband on the head and throw away. But maybe you don't have. Begin to talk sense into yourself. That person already was born into a Christian home, where the parents are praying for her marriage to survive. And you were born in a home where they have vowed that nobody will get married. And by mistake or by error or by grace of God or by favor of God, you're married. And you're comparing your marriage to another person. I don't want to sit down and ask yourself, what are those peculiar things about my marriage, about my birth, which should be considered in my marriage? You just need to. That, by the way. The next is that you can't let others influence your marriage and push you out of your marriage. Don't allow anybody to influence you and cite you against your husband. Don't let anybody begin to make you feel that your husband is your problem, that your husband is your enemy, that your husband is this and that. No, don't allow them. Don't allow them, okay? Yes, I know you say, Mama, you don't know how bad my husband is. Don't worry. You know I'm your friend now. Don't worry about that. You know I've told you, you're the center chick of your husband. So you're the one controlling everything about your husband. And I'm giving you clues now. The first thing is to find out the issues surrounding your birth. Yeah? Yes, find out those things surrounding your birth. Find out those things surrounding how you were born, where you were born, those that gave birth to you. Secondly, discover the peculiarities surrounding your birth. And that you know that you and everybody no be the same. Now, then the next is that, that your husband or others may not know why some things are happening to you. Did you understand that? When things are happening to you, when your mother-in-law, when your in-laws, when your husband, when the people in the neighborhood are abusing you, fighting you, trying to scatter your marriage, somebody is always sending texts to your husband, sending nude pictures to your husband, sending funny, immoral texts to your husband, that person or those people fighting you, they may not know why they are fighting you. They may think that they are fighting you because they are finer. They are not finer than you are. I tell you the truth. Even if you think you are ugly, there are some people that you are finer than, but they are out there trying to scatter somebody's marriage. So it's just a matter of doing some of these things I've told you. Good. It is good that they are not fighting your marriage because of what they know. It's because of what they don't know. And that thing you know that they don't know is that there is something peculiar about your birth, about your origin, about where you're coming from, about what you hope to achieve in life. They don't know. You are the one who knows. So when these things are happening, tell yourself that these ones don't know. I am the one that knows, and I'm going to handle it because I'm the center chick of my husband. Are you getting it now? Yes. Now, so you begin to see your marriage as your battle, and the battle that you must win. It is a battle that you must fight. It is a battle that only you can handle. It is not a battle that your parents will come and fight for you. No,
It is a battle that you can handle. So when your husband behaves somehow, talk to yourself, tell yourself that this one is a small matter. I am prepared for this. I can handle this. It is not a problem because I am the center chick of my husband. Nobody can make me to feel low. Nobody can make me to feel less. I've realized that my husband wants me to be organized, to be clean, to be neat, to have dream, to pursue something, to be spiritual and things like that. So that one is a small matter. I'm at it right now. But I've started tracing my background. I've started seeing my marriage as unique, as very, very unique and peculiar. Then the next thing I want you to know now, please don't forget this. I want you to know that there is what we call the venom of jealousy. That's what we call venom of envy. If you don't know it now. That there are some people that are angry at you that you finally got married. There are some people around you that are angry that your husband is treating you well, that your husband is placing you on salary, that your husband is giving you allowance. There are some people around you that are angry that your husband takes you out from time to time. You did not offend them, you did not abuse them, you did not collect their things, you did not do anything wrong to them. The only thing is that they are angry, they are offended, they are jealous, they are envious that your husband is still by your side, that somebody calls you from time to time. They are angry that there is somebody you make reference to from time to time. They are angry and they are full of jealousy. They watch you, they see you on social media. They see you post pictures of you and your husband, maybe your children. They can even comment and say, wow, lovely. They can even like. But at the back of their mind, they are angry, they are offended. If you don't know it, please know it right now. The majority of the people around you, even on social media, are only monitoring you and your marriage to check, to know if there will be problem. Are you getting it now? And sometimes they listen to your prayer points to know when you're praying a prayer of thanksgiving concerning your husband, or when you're praying that God should touch your husband, or when they are listening and they are interested because of jealousy and envy. So that should tell you to sit up. That should tell you to sit up. That those people, if they can find any way to scatter your marriage, let me tell you, there are some people that are going after your husband. They want to sleep with your husband. Not because they are better off, not because they want to take your husband from you, but they just want you to have pains. Some will be flirting with your husband and want you to know about it. Because they want to spite you. They want to make you to feel low. That they are better than you are. That your husband prefers them. It's not true. They worked hard to make sure they cause you that pain. So you being the center chick of your husband should know that. And not give in to their cheap efforts. Don't give in to their cheap blackmailing you, blackmailing your husband, causing troubles for you. Don't give in to their efforts. Let their efforts be wasted. Yes, they have slept with your husband, and so what? Will your husband be the first? Will your husband be the last? It might pain you, but tell yourself that the woman will not take your husband from you because she slept with your husband. Even if she has had children for your husband, excuse me, put your hand on your chest and say that you are the center chick. That the person sneaked in and the person has sneaked out because you are the center of the affairs of your husband. You can't just get up and say, I'm ending this marriage. Can you imagine? My husband cheated on me. Look at that dirty girl. My husband cheated on me with, excuse me, you are not going anywhere because you are the center chick of your husband. You need to have understanding right now that the person that has been messing around your husband, the person that has been hanging around your husband, that person is deliberate about it because the person wants you to feel pained and the person wants you to come out of your marriage and become frustrated. There is no marriage out there that is not having challenge. There is nobody out there that is not having one thing or the other. Don't let anybody deceive you. So when they carry their stories to you and tell you they can't take the rubbish, take them. Yes, they may not take the rubbish, but you have the grace to wash the rubbish and make your husband clean. And no woman will have access, will have control over your husband except you, because you are the center chick. I hope I'm blessing somebody today. The next I would like you to do is that you'll be so determined to be the woman with that type of marriage that your enemy said you can never have. Oh, la katapa. That woman that said, oh, my enemy said that I will never have a happy marriage. Oh. My enemy said that I will never stay long in marriage. Oh. But I am that woman that wants to prove my enemies wrong. I am that woman that wants to prove my enemies wrong. Oh. I am that woman that wants to disappoint the expectations of my closest friends who are actually my enemies. I am that woman that will make the efforts of my family members, that will make the efforts of my husband's family members, those that say that my husband can never be married to one wife, that my husband can never, be a monogamous man. That person, or those my family members that say that since others get married and come back home, that me too, I will come back home. I want to be that woman that will prove them wrong. Yes, tell yourself that you are the center chick of your husband. That when others get angry and pack their things and go, that you are the one that will correct the brain of your husband. That you are the one that will correct the lifestyle of your husband. By the reason of the doggedness you would display, with the understanding that marriage is a fight, marriage is a commitment, marriage is a choice, marriage is a decision, and marriage is a representation of God's plan for mankind. So you are not going to disappoint God. You will not disappoint those that are expecting your marriage to work. You will rather disappoint those that have vowed that your marriage will not work. And I'm trusting God that the grace to be that woman who is the center chick of her husband is released upon you right now in the name of Jesus. Don't forget, this is your family this week with Precious Caleb, and today we just discussed your husband's center chick, and I said that the woman legally married to her husband is actually the center chick. If she has been making mistakes in the past, after now she will not make the mistakes again. And if there are some confusions in the mind and the heart and the thoughts of the husband, those confusions are gone, because that woman is taking her place right now. She will not give in to the pains and the fears she has been, going through, and she will not give her enemies their expectations on the platter of gold. She will be the woman that will fight and make sure that the expectations of her enemies are disappointed permanently. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. My name is Precious Caleb. I'm your friend, and I sincerely apologize for logistics problem we are having right now. I don't know why everywhere has gone dark and we are struggling to maintain our ability to be heard. Don't worry, we are growing and we are trusting God that everything we need to put in place to ensure that we'll reach you better will be made available. And if the Lord is touching your heart to see how you can help us, it won't be bad if you inbox me and tell me that what we are doing is blessing your life and you wouldn't mind being part of it. So God bless you, God bless you, God bless you. Till when next I come your way, don't forget my name is Precious Caleb. I'm your friend, and in your family this week with Precious Caleb, our desire is that your relationship will work, your marriage will be sweet, and your home will be peaceful. The Lord bless you. The Lord bless you. God bless you. Till when next I come your way, I remain your friend. God bless you. See ya. Bye. I love you. Mwah. I love you.